नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
नित्यं भागवत सेवया
भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी. So we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 5, Chapter 5, Lord Rishabhadev's teachings, and Shloka number 3. Yeva Maishe Krita Sauhridhartha Janeshu Deham Bharavatikesu Griheshu Jayat Majarati jarati matsu
Griheshu jayatma jarati matsu
na priti yukta yavadattascha loke
na priti yukta yavatasya loke
eva maishe krita sauhridartha
yeva maishe krita saurata
janeshu deham bharavartikeshu
janeshu deham paravatikeshu
griheshu jayatma jarati matsu
Griheshu jayatma jarati matsu
na priti yukta yavad artascha loke
na priti yukta yavatasya loke
yeva maishe krita sauhridartha
yeva maishe krita saurata
janeshu deham bharavartikeshu
janeshu deham paravatikeshu
griheshu jayatma jarati matsu
Griheshu jayatma jarati matsu
na priti yukta yavadartascha loke
na priti yukta yavatasya loke
Yeva maishe krita sauhridartha
yeva maishe krita saurata janeshu deham paravatikeshu Griheshu jayatma jarati matsu na priti yukta yavatasya loke
Yeva maishe krita sauhridartha
yeva maishe krita saurata
janeshu deham bharavartikeshu
janeshu deham paravatikeshu
Griheshu jayatma jarati matsu
Griheshu jayatma jarati matsu
na priti yukta yavat artasya loke
na priti yukta yavatasya loke
Yeva maishe krita sauhridartha
yeva maishe krita saurata
janeshu deham bharavartikeshu
janeshu deham paravatikeshu
Griheshu jayatma jarati matsu
Griheshu jayatma jarati matsu
na priti yukta yavat artasya loke
na priti yukta
yavadartascha loke. Word to word meaning. Ye, those who, va, are, mai, unto me, Ishe, the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
the Supreme Personality of Godhead,
krita sauhrida artaha,
Saurada Artha,
very eager to develop love
very eager to develop love
in relationship of dasya, satya, vatsalya or madhurya.
in the relationship of Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya, and Madhurya.
Janeshu,
Ganesh,
to people, dehambaravartikeshu,
Eham Paravatikeshu,
who are interested only in maintaining the body,
who are interested only in maintaining the body,
not in spiritual salvation.
not in spiritual salvation.
Griheshu,
Griheshu,
to the home,
to the home,
Jaya,
Jaya,
wife,
wife,
Atmaja,
Atmaja,
children,
children,
Rati,
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 wealth or friends,
wealth or friends,
Matsu,
Matsu,
consisting of
consisting of
Na,
Na,
not,
not,
Priti Yuktaha,
Priti Yuktaha,
very attached,
very attached,
Yavat Artaha,
Yavat Arthaha,
who live by collecting only as much as required,
who live by collecting only as much as required,
Cha,
Sha,
and
and
Loke,
Loke,
in the material world.
in the material world.
Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Bhaktivedanta Swami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada. Jai Srila Prabhupada. Those who are interested in reviving Krishna consciousness and increasing their love of Godhead do not like to do anything that is not related to Krishna. They are not interested in mingling with people who are busy maintaining their bodies, eating, sleeping, mating and defending. They are not attached to their homes, although they may be householders, nor are they attached to wives, children, friends or wealth. At the same time, they are not indifferent to the execution of their duties. Such people are interested in collecting only enough money to keep the body and soul together. Purport. Whether he is an impersonalist or a devotee, one who is actually interested in advancing spiritually should not mingle with those who are simply interested in maintaining the body by means of so-called advancement of civilization. Those who are interested in spiritual life should not be attached to homely comforts in the company of wife, children, friends, and so forth. Even if one is a grahastha and has to earn his livelihood, he should be satisfied by collecting only enough money to maintain body and soul together. One should not have more than that nor less than that. As indicated herein, a householder should endeavor to earn money for the execution of Bhakti Yoga, that is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakhyam, Atmanivedanam. A householder should lead such a life that he gets full opportunity to hear and chant. He should worship the deity at home, observe festivals, invite friends in, and give them prasad. A householder should earn money for this purpose, not for sense gratification. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshuramilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupaha Kadamahyam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Gurava Shri Padakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandho Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vamcha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhye Vacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. Hare Krishna. So this is a very, very important chapter which the Prabhupada often cited many shlokas from this chapter. Now this is instruction of Lord Rishabhadev, to his 100 sons. And the first two shlokas, what is being covered is also quite an important thing. Like where the main key point is that one should not waste one's time in executing material activities or struggling too hard for like maintaining or material activities. And then the next shloka, we see this one about how we should associate with the great personalities, who are Mahatmas. So now the connection is that we see like if we have to stop executing material activities, so we don't have a choice, to stop executing material activities. Whichever modes we associate with, we will act like that. So if we have to stop executing material activities or over endeavoring for material activities, then first thing is we should stop our association with people who are addicted to material activities. So without that, it is not possible. If the association is like that, so then we will act like that. So and then if you want to execute spiritual activity, so then we have to Mahat Sevam Tvaramahur Vimuktes. So one has to associate with personalities who are very much attached to Krishna or very much attached to either one of the forms of the Lord, that is Brahman, Paramatma or Bhagavan. So it is very generically like Prabhupada explains this shloka. So the Mahats are those people who don't have interest in the material things and who have interest in the spiritual things. It's like a baton, like we have this baton race, like the baton has to be passed on, or it is only by the way of association, Sangha, this Krishna consciousness can be kept alive, otherwise it is not possible. So like even for material things, we are influenced by the modes of nature, and for spiritual things we are influenced by the association of devotees. So without association or without influence, a living entity cannot function. And living entity is always dependent entity. It needs the influence of either material nature or the spiritual nature. So on its own, it is so helpless. It cannot have so much of, like, first of all, it doesn't have any independence to function anywhere. So either it can function only in two domains. That is material nature. If it is in the material nature, the living entity has to be influenced by either mode of ignorance or passion or goodness. So it has to be influenced by one of these modes. It cannot independently function. No, and then if it has to come out of that, it needs the shelter of the potency of the Lord, the Yogamaya potency of the Lord. So that is Lakshmi Devi or Srimati Radharani. So it needs the shelter. No, the living entity always needs shelter. No, it cannot function independently. So now, if somebody wants to perform spiritual activity, so only by his desire it is not possible. No, if he has desire, then Krishna will facilitate. No, that is there. So, but that aspect, keeping aside. So, from the aspect of living entity, if we see, only by the desire of living entity, living entity cannot, perform spiritual activity. He needs the shelter of the divine energy of the Lord. Yogamaya, he needs the shelter of Yogamaya. And how will the shelter come? So it is by the way of association of devotees, it is by the way of, somehow or other getting this Mahat Seva, otherwise it is not possible. So that is why in the progression of Bhakti, which is mentioned many, many times in Bhagavatam, so one of the first times that is mentioned, and also Prabhupada cites this in his Jaladuta prayers, that is Srinvatam Swakata Krishna, he starts from there. But one sloka before, Shushuto Shaddadanasya Vasudeva Kataruchi Shan Mahat Sevaya Vipra. So even there this point comes, Mahat Sevaya. It is by the way of serving a great personality who is surcharged with Krishna consciousness. So he can actually award that shelter of divine energy of the Lord. So otherwise it is not possible. So without having shelter, we generally call it as shelter of lotus feet of the Lord. So practically in the practical sense, it is the shelter of the Yogamaya potency or Srimati Radharani or Lakshmi Devi. So that is that shelter. Without that shelter, it is not possible for a person to execute any spiritual activity. Even if, we know of this one example of Valmiki, he was only sinful and he has never got any spiritual asset. And first, when he was asked to chant the names of Lord Ram, so he was not able to chant. So it is even if it is when Hiranyakashipu asks Prahlad, how did you become Krishna conscious? So and Prahlad says that Maturna Krishna Parataha Swatava. The mind cannot be engaged in Krishna, either by the external help or by one's own endeavor. It is not possible. I can endeavor any amount, it is not possible. Externally somebody is trying to help, it is not possible. Right? So then finally he mentions that Mahi Yasham Padarajo Vishekam Niskinchananam Nagrinitayava. So unless we serve the lotus feet of a great personality and then get the dust of the lotus feet of such a great personality or get the mercy of such a great personality, so we will not be able to get the shelter of the Lord, and till the time we don't get the shelter of the Lord, we will not be able to perform any spiritual activity. So this is how Prahlad Maharaj actually replies to Hiranyakashipu. It is not by endeavor मैं ये school में गया पढ़ के आ गया. I cannot get Krishna consciousness like that. So it is a dynamic process wherein I have to serve a great personality and he should bless me with the Krishna consciousness. So that is how I'll be able to get it. So in this way, association with great personalities like Mahat Seva is very much appreciated here. And then Tamodvaram Yoshitam Sangi Sangam. So if we associate with Yoshitam Sangha is Yoshita Sangha or Sangi Sangha. So important thing here is material association. So why women is mentioned there, association of women or people attached to women, because that is the topmost of all the sense objects that anybody can get. So it also, the Sanskrit has a way of, or the literary, this one, they have a way of telling. If you mention the leader of a particular group, so it means that you are referring to the whole group. So it is not just association with women, it is association with material things. Too much attachment with anything material. So that is cause of tamodvaram. We will get the door in the lower side will get opened. That means we will go lower, in the lower planetary systems we will go, or hellish planets we will go. And then, Dwaram Ahur Vimuktes, Vimukta Dwaram is towards the liberation, the door gets opened when we serve great personalities, right? So with that, in today's shloka, we see that those who are interested in reviving Krishna consciousness and increasing their love of Godhead do not like to do anything that is not related to Krishna. So, and here one nice thing that is mentioned in the Krita Sauhrida Artha. So, Krita Sauhrida Artha means like one's own real benefit. No? So, again in the Prahlad Maharaj's this one reply to Hiranyakashipu, so he mentions this thing also. Nate vidu swartha gatim hi Vishnu durashayaye bahirartha manina. Right? So, na te means those people. So, who are those people? So, those people who are charvita charvananam, like who are chewing the same thing, material things like that has been chewed. So, like such people, na te vidu, they don't understand like swartha gatim hi Vishnu. So, like they don't understand the real swartha, real self-interest, is Vishnu. So, they don't understand this, and like they think bahirartha manina. So, like something external is going to help me. Money is going to help me, or some people are going to help me, and different things are going to help me. Bahirartha manina. So they are thinking that something outside me is going to help me, whereas it is something inside me is going to help me. Like that deep inside, like we have body, and body has like the soul, and even deep inside the soul is the super soul, right? So like that means the super soul is the original personality from whom we are part and parcel. So if we search the root of our existence, we will go to the super soul or the personality of Godhead, right? So in this way, we see that the like real self-interest lies within. That is Krishna, the supreme personality of Godhead. So leaving that, they actually see bahirartha. Artha means what is that? In normal terms, artha means money. So, but artha also means like this one. Here Sauhrida Artha. So the Prema Pumato Mahan, so like the greatest Artha or greatest achievement that we can possibly get. We can say achievement, Artha? Huh? Greatest wealth or achievement. Greatest thing that we can. Sauhrida Artha means here like something. Sauhrida means like it is friendly, So in friend also we have different this ones are there. Mitra means like normal friends, and then like Bandhu is there. That is also normal. Different degrees of definition of the friend, and the highest degree of definition of friend is Suhrida. So Suhrida means like from the heart they are wishing well for this this person. Like so this Sauhrida Artha means like that thing which is going to help him to the core, So it is not going to be like help for the body, help for the subtle body, or the help for any other aspects, mind, intelligence. So it is help for this one, like really interested on the core of one's person, really interested in the soul. So what is that Sauhrida Artha? Is here it is mentioned like very eager to develop love, to develop Krishna Prema. So that is the like real self-interest, and somebody who is interested in that, to develop love of Godhead. And that love of Godhead is mentioned as, what is the expansion that Prabhupada gives? Krita Sauhrida Artha, very eager to develop love in relationship of Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. So sometimes devotees have a misunderstanding. Krishna Prema means it is Madhurya Rasa. No, it's not like that. Krishna Prema means like perfection of one's relationship with Krishna. That can be Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. So any of these can be there. Even Shanta also, but then Shantaras like devotees don't prefer, because there is no active engagement in the service of the Lord. So that is why they don't prefer. So they prefer Dasya, Sakya, Vatsalya and Madhurya. So like developing Krishna Prema means reviving our relationship in one of these four rasas. That is called developing Krishna Prema. Right? So the Prema and Madhurya rasa will not be confused. Prema means like attaining one's spiritual perfection, and that perfection can be one of these four relationships. It can be any of these four relationships. So and so those interested in reviving Krishna consciousness and increasing their love of Godhead do not like to do anything that is not related to Krishna, because they are actively trying to cultivate a relationship with Krishna. So they want to be engaged only in Krishna related activities and nothing else. They don't want to relate with anything else. So now the very important thing that comes is that so many times this question of balancing, or question of like how much to do the material activity, how much to do the spiritual activity, and I am going to job, that's a material activity, and how will I manage spiritual activity and things like that. For a Krishna conscious person, he is not supposed to do anything material. Everything that he's doing is only spiritual. He is supposed to do. So then somebody may ask, but I have to maintain my family, I have to work. So what to do? So the understanding of going and working somewhere is material is actually wrong actually. So we see that generally I give this example that we are a charitable institution, and we also do a business. Like we have the books. We sell that books, and then we have some spiritual paraphernalia and things like that. So, but this business is not considered like business of any other organization. So this business is considered as charitable activity. So why this business is considered charitable activity? Because the profit of this business is used for charitable activity. So then the business is also considered to be charitable activity. So otherwise, they will not allow an organization, a charitable organization, why are you doing business? So the whole question will come. So in the same way, we see that if a person is engaged in a work or business which is not against the regulative principles, which is not sinful, and if he is using, he is not over endeavoring in that business, and if he is using the result of the business in Krishna conscious activities, so then that business or work also considered spiritual. It is not material. So one thing is sure, if I want to progress in Krishna consciousness, I cannot do any material activity. That is for sure. So if I do any material activity, then it becomes then I cannot progress. It is like trying to light the wood, at the same time pouring water on the wood. So if the wood is wet, so then the wood cannot catch fire. So in the same way, if we perform material activity, then we cannot advance in Krishna consciousness. So this very important aspect has to be understood. So what is material and what is spiritual? That if we are not able to understand, so one time, Prabhupada was, somebody brought a magazine kind of this one newspaper or something like that, where a sadhu is telling sadhu has a picture where his money is kept, and then he's telling, no, I will not touch money, like that. And that picture they put, and then this guy is getting so much of fame. And Prabhupada told, bring me money, I'll embrace, and you take photograph and publish it. So money is Krishna's energy, I will utilize in Krishna's service. That is Krishna consciousness. So in this connection, what is our pramana? What is the foundational principle on which we can determine something as material or spiritual, right? So for this, the Falgu Vairagya and the Yukta Vairagya principle is mentioned. So what is the definition of Falgu Vairagya? That shloka. Prapanchikataya buddhya. So Prapanchikataya buddhya means worldly consciousness. I have a worldly consciousness. I am not still elevated to Krishna consciousness. I am able to see everything as objects of my enjoyment, right? So Prapanchikataya buddhya, Hari Sambandhi Vastunaha. Vastu that has connection with Krishna, Hari Sambandhi Vastunaha, Mumukshavi Parityaho. Giving up them, saying that, oh, this is material, I will not use this thing. Mumukshavi Parityaho, Vairagyam Falgu Katyate. Oh, this is material because, it is dealing with material objects. Then this is material, right? So such a person doesn't know what is material and what is spiritual, and he thinks that what is it? The Kanishta Adhikari definition. Kanishta Adhikari definition is, he thinks that Lord means only the person who is there in the altar. That is Lord, and rest everything is material. So that is very, very narrow vision of what is spiritual, what is Krishna. And then when somebody becomes a Madhyam Adhikari, his definition of Krishna increases. How does it increases? Krishna is there and Krishna's devotees are there. They are also as good as Krishna, Sakshat Haritvena. like that. No, they are also as good as Krishna. The spiritual master is as good as Krishna. The scripture and things that are describing about Krishna, so they are all Krishna, right? So they have little more expanded, definition of Krishna. And then they have the dveshis they have to avoid, and innocent people they can go and preach to, like that. So they have a little more expanded definition. And a person who is more advanced, like Uttam Adhikari, so he Stavara Jangama Deke, Na Deke Tara Murti, Sarvatra Deke Ishtadeva Spurti. Like for him, anything and everything looks like Krishna only. Moving object, non-moving object, everything, it gives him remembrance of Krishna, because all of them are part and parcel of Krishna. They have tight connection with Krishna. So they remind him of Krishna, and in that way, he becomes, that's an expanded definition. So now, prapanchikataya buddhya, when the consciousness is very low, so then a person has a limited definition of Krishna, and he is not able to see how everything can be utilized in service of Krishna. So he has a very narrow vision. And then when he becomes more advanced, so then what happens? What is this one? Anasaktasya Vishayan. So Anasaktasya Vishayan, Vishaya means sense objects. Ashakti means attachment. Anasaktasya Vishayan means not being attached to the sense objects. Anasaktasya Vishayan Yatarham Upayunjata. So understanding its position in Krishna's service, they utilize them in Krishna's service. Just like one drunkard, he came when in the initial times, like Prabhupada was giving class, and then one drunkard came, and then he banged the door and he came inside, and everybody was looking at him, what is he doing? And then he went inside the toilet, and he changed the toilet paper and then he went out. And Prabhupada noted that, see, every living entity has desire to serve Krishna. They want to, he doesn't have any understanding of what is Krishna consciousness, but simply he wanted to do some service. And he disturbed the class, he came inside, he changed the toilet paper and went. So, but Prabhupada actually took very nice this one, and he was pleased with that service. Later on, he would have become a devotee, actually. So, this to see that how everything is connected to Krishna. So, one time in one morning walk, Prabhupada asked, what is this? He showed some grass that was growing. And then devotees told, Prabhupada, this is weeds, this is used, fit for nothing. So then Prabhupada told, no, everything in the creation of Krishna has some purpose. You don't know that, that is why you are telling. Actually, you are fit for nothing. So everything has its connection to Krishna, and a pure devotee can see how to utilize everything that is there in the creation in service of Krishna, right? So that is a very important thing. So this definition of what is material and what is spiritual is very important. Sometimes, neophyte devotees not understanding that how one's work is also spiritual. When they're working, they are in so much of this one. Oh, I'm doing material activity, I'm doing material activity. So that is not very good. So one should do work which is within the regulative principles and not sinful and not over endeavoring, and do the work and utilize the Lakshmi in the service of Krishna. So then it becomes spiritual activity. So, but then we should not consider that to be material. So one may have a desire, okay, I can do better spiritual activity. That desire can be there. But he cannot think that as material activity. Then it is not very good, right? So because whatever he is legitimately doing, if he is not utilizing the money in Krishna's service, or if he is not doing things properly, then it is material activity. So Prabhupada gives that example. An expert electrician knows how to utilize the electricity to heat or to cool. He can utilize in the heater to heat, and he can utilize in the fridge to cool. So he can do both the things very expertly. So in that same way, expert sadhaka, he knows how to utilize the energy of Krishna in Krishna consciousness, right? So, but if he is not very much expert, then sometimes he is told that, okay, you give it up, you are not expert in juggling this, so you give up and you do something where you can manage to do some spiritual activity. So somehow the activity should be spiritual, right? So they are not interested in mingling with people who are busy maintaining their bodies, eating, sleeping, mating and defending, right? So now one may work in an organization, so but then if he is like the colleagues are there, so they are so much materially conscious. No, we should progress nicely. No, we should go to higher and higher promotions, and we should earn more money and things like that. So for a devotee, like such an association is not very helpful. No, he should not associate with such people, and he should try to avoid such an association. And they are not attached to their homes, although they may be householders. No, so they know that, like always, the devotee, his this one is like his outlook is like, even if the body is there, even if the home or any shelter that is there, he always thinks that how long I'll be able to be there here. My original home is spiritual world, and I have to go there. So he that Kanakadas, this one is very nice. Like, even those who don't know Kannada also can learn this thing. It's very easy. Allirodu nammane, illirodu summane. Like that. So our original home is there, and here just time pass. No, summane means time pass. Just time pass we are doing here. Our original home is there. No, like that. So this is very nice. This one that we should. A nice sadhaka always meditates that is my home, and here, like, how long I'll be there? No, I'll be kicked out of this place very soon. No, I'll not be able to stay for long, and friends, relatives, and all these people around. So, like, they also cannot save me, or I cannot save them. Like Prahlad Maharaj prayer. Anybody remember that? It is like saving the person. What is that? It's a nice shloka. Huh? Pitaro Nrsimha Balaseneha Pitaro Balaseneha Sharanam Pitaro Nrsimha Natasa like, I'm not able to remember that. So it's like, even a child cannot be protected by the father, and then a drowning person, like a boat in the water, in the this one water body cannot save a drowning person. Boat is there, but what the boat will do to the drowning person, right? So, and then the physician, cannot save the patient, like, and like this he gives all the distance, and then he tells that only you, oh Lord, like only you can save anybody. If anybody can save somebody, like it is only you who can save. So not the doctor cannot save the patient, father cannot save the child, and boat cannot save the drowning person. So none of these things is going to happen. Only you can actually save, right? So it's a very, very nice prayer actually. Prahlad Maharaj actually says. So this is a proof that if you don't recite the shlokas regularly, you will forget the shlokas. so it is long time I have not cited the shloka, so I forgot that. So they are not attached to their homes, because they know that this is not going to help. So it is only temporary arrangement, for my maintenance at this point in time. So, but long term, only you can save. In that way they strongly cultivate the desire to be attached to Krishna. Understanding that he is the real shelter, forever, right? And they are not attached to their, nor are they attached to the wife, children, friends, and wealth. They are not attached to any of these things. So here attachment means what? That also should be understood very nicely. So attachment means they can support my sense gratification, or I should support their sense gratification. So this is like attachment. So swartha like means if they, like today I will take care of them, tomorrow they will take care of me. So this is kind of attachment, right? So but like here the next line is very important. At the same time, they are not indifferent to execution of their duties. So a father is there, he will take care of the needs and necessities of the children, and like a husband is there, he will take care of needs and necessities of a wife. What is been, for that role, what is dharmically mentioned in the scriptures, husband should, his duties are these. He will just execute that as a duty, but he will not be attached to the particular, no particular relationship, right? So like I have got children, so that means I have to take care of the child, so I have to know what is, as a father, what I am supposed to do, as a husband, what I am supposed to do, as a brother, what I am supposed to do. No, he will just do the duty and not be attached to that person. Attachment like is to be cultivated exclusively to Krishna. And like Krishna means for us, Krishna, the spiritual master, Prabhupada, no, the Guru Parampara and the devotees, no, this is Krishna for us, right? So we have to develop attachment to these personalities and like to other personalities, like our friends and relatives and personalities like that. So we actually, discharge our duty. No, we will not like duty. We should not reduce. So we should do our duty. So, but then we should not be attached to them. So active attachment, cultivation of attachment we do towards Krishna, right? And such people are interested in collecting only enough money to keep the body and soul together, right? So like this accumulation of money is something very important to be understood. So somebody may think like Hiranyakashipu, or even to some extent like we see the case of Bali Maharaj, his in like previous life, before he, he got in touch with the Lord. So even then his consciousness was very good, when consciousness was good that he could surrender to Vamandev, right? So Vamandev actually taught him one lesson that you see, like if somebody cannot be satisfied with little bit of land, even if he wins over the whole universe, still he will not be satisfied, right? So satisfaction is very, very important. So in that principle, we see that like if we accumulate wealth and see that that wealth is my protection, so then that is like we are not taking shelter of Krishna, we are taking shelter of wealth. And what if I don't have wealth in the future? I need money to save myself in the future, take care of myself in the future. So definitely, yeah, a Grahastha should think like this. But a brahmachari should think that my bank balance, I'll make it zero, and let us see like what Krishna does. So how he takes care of me, like let us see. I have put all my energy, everything like I have put for him, and I am not going to ask him how he is going to take care. And like even if he doesn't take care, I'm not going to bother. But people will tell that this Krishna is useless. Like somebody surrendered to him, like he's not taking care. So that I am not having anything. Like you take care. Your name and fame. You protect. You are Uttama Shloka. You are what is that? The fame. What name Krishna has in relation to fame? He's all famous personality, right? So like it is Krishna's problem to protect his fame. Somebody was surrendered to him, he's not taking care. Like it is his problem. What is my problem? So like a devotee should be in the mood that I have to serve Krishna, and Krishna will take care of me in any way. And Lakshmi is one of the energies of Krishna, right? So one of the Shakti, internal potency of Krishna. So if like Krishna wants, like he can take care of the living entity in any way he wants, right? So based on my karma, if I am supposed to suffer, like I may suffer, if that is what it takes for me to go back to Godhead, let it happen. If it, based on my karma, like if I have to be there as a beggar in the street, then only I'll go back to Godhead. Okay, let it happen. In whatever case, I want to go back to Godhead, right? So that is very important. So in that way, like a devotee, he doesn't bother much how to care for himself, because eko bahunam yo vidadati kaman, so the care is supposed to be provided by Krishna. So what's the point in thinking about somebody else's duty? My duty is to render service to Krishna, and Krishna's duty is to take care of me. So if I think about how to take care of myself, then what Krishna will think? Anyway, you take care. So anyway, you are doing my job, so why should I take care? So when we think that my job is only to render service to Krishna, and Krishna's job is to take care of me, so then Krishna will do, okay, fine, like he's not taking care of himself, I should take care. So he will take care in that way, right? So just we'll read the purport. If any other important points are there, we'll just highlight. So whether he is an impersonalist or a devotee, one who is actually interested in advancing spiritually should not mingle with those who are simply interested in maintaining the body by the means of so-called advancement of civilization. Those who are interested in spiritual life should not be attached to homely comforts in company of wife, children, friends, and so forth. Even if one is a grahastha and has to earn his livelihood, he should be satisfied by collecting only enough money to maintain body and soul together. So he should not do the rat race of going up and up in the cycle, in the ladder and things like that. One should not have more than nor less than that. So sometimes the devotee may have this problem that if somebody is like very nicely earning person is there, and then if I teach this principle, then his earning will reduce and our donation will reduce. So like we should not think like that. So if they are very much deeply connected with Krishna, if they have deep interest in serving Krishna, so then we should advise them this principle. No, like Krishna is Lakshmipati. No, if not this person, Krishna will send Lakshmi through some other channel. It is not that only through this channel we will get Lakshmi. Right? So Krishna can give Lakshmi through any channel. So we should just simply this one, like when we are preaching the message of Krishna consciousness, we should not think, no, what will happen to the result that is coming now? What will happen to, no, we should not think what will happen. So what I am supposed to do, only that I am supposed to do. We should not worry what will happen in the future. No, that should not be a concern at all. So Bhagavatam says like this, scripture says like this, and here is a person who is very eager to attain Krishna. So then I should teach this principle to them, right? And also there is another principle is also there, coupled with this, which is very important. So if somebody is a Shudra trying to go up in the ladder, we should discourage them. No, it is not your role. No, you, based on the qualities, like no, accordingly we should advise them. And then if somebody is a Vaishya, like he wants to make business and things like that, it is there in his nature. Even if he performs, he will not be disturbed. His Krishna consciousness will continue. And if somebody is a Kshatriya, he wants to rule over, he wants to administer, he wants to control so many things. So we should not discourage him also, like because even after doing that, he will be at peace and he can execute Krishna consciousness, right? So it is not going to be a problem. Rather, stopping them from doing those things will be a problem for them. No, for a Kshatriya, if you don't give any problem solving, if you don't give any challenge, no, he will be so morose and he'll get into depression only. No? For a Kshatriya, he needs challenge. No, then he'll be peaceful. For a Shudra, if you give challenge, he'll be in depression. You know? So for different people, different things actually enthuse them and keep them at peace, right? So, and accordingly, we should provide things for them. So, that is the material side of this one. So, materially satisfied, so then spiritually, they can perform Krishna consciousness. If materially they are disturbed, if their mind is disturbed, then they will not be able to focus on Krishna, right? So they have to be given nice engagement according to their nature. So that has to be like found out, and they should be engaged. And in the higher sense, like when devotee advances, then he does any service, whatever service is there for the pleasure of Guru and Krishna, he is ready to do any service. But in the lower stages, like a person has to be engaged according to his particular propensity, right? And so one should not collect enough money. So this enough money differs from people to people, right? So for a Kshatriya, enough money may be like a lot, and for a person who is like Vaishya or a Shudra, maybe enough money may be less. And then for a transcendentalist, that means who has transcended the his modes, and then he has gone to a very high level of Krishna consciousness. For him, enough money is very, very less. Like that, the definition of enough money differs from person to person. So it cannot be generically we can tell. So and then how to understand? Prabhupada is telling enough money to maintain body and soul together. Only body and soul together, that's all right. So enough money means, so body also means subtle body, and subtle body means the conditioning of modes of nature. That means Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra, right? So if he is belongs to a particular varna, and he requires for example, if we are also preaching in little affluent kind of areas, so where people have houses bigger than our IBC, so and for them enough money is that much. If you put them in a little smaller house, they will not be able to survive. Their mind will go crazy and they will not practice Krishna consciousness, right? So it is important to know how much is enough money for a person. That is only an expert preacher can understand how much is enough money for which person, right? So for somebody very meager necessities are fine, and for somebody 2 cars and little bit maid servant, 2-3 maid servants and things like that, and that much is enough money for them. So because their mind is conditioned in that way, when they overcome that conditioning, so then what is their body? Their body is not so complicated. Now when their body is not so complicated, then the enough money becomes less actually. So we should understand what is enough money for which person. So accordingly we should actually advise them. So we should not advise them like unnaturally, So as indicated herein, a householder should endeavor to earn money for execution of Bhakti Yoga, that is Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnuha, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Mandanam, Dashyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. A householder should lead such a life that he gets full opportunity to hear and chant. So this is a very important thing. Like doing all those things, providing enough money or providing like right kind of engagement and things like that, that is to pacify our material consciousness. And after that, after pacification, why did we pacify them? So that we can focus on like Shravanam and Kirtanam, so that we can focus on hearing and chanting. And you should worship the deity at home and observe festivals, invite friends and give them prasadam. And a householder should spend his money in this way, right? So, and he should not use that in sense gratification, right? So, like our devotees tell that, Prabhuji, so many programs are there. Saturday morning also program, Saturday evening also program. Every time program is there. Like, there is no chance of me thinking going outside and doing something, like, so the Krishna conscious program is such like that, all the time is taken off. No time is there only. Where will I do sense gratification? Even if I want to do, I don't have time to do sense gratification, So that is how, like, Prabhupada has very nicely given all the engagement in such a way that we cannot do anything else, So we have to do only Krishna consciousness, right? So I stop here. So we have 5 minutes. Any question, comments we can take?
So you mentioned this work within regulative principles, that is allowed. So what comes under these kind of things?
Regulative principles is like not involving gambling, not involving illicit sex, meat eating. One should not work in meat industry and things like that. And then in general, not sinful, kind of this one. Which involves dokabaji and cheating and things like that.
On a deeper level, if we see like just some corporate companies, some MNC, so directly he may not be involved, but when we see the leaders, so they may be involved in stocks, so that will be gambling, and they may be involved in various, the company may be involved in various activities, and he is helping those activities, so in that way also.
Yeah. So in deeper sense, when we go, like that's why we should take layer by layer the Krishna consciousness on the definitions. So if we see, like in a deeper sense, we see like all of them are demoniac, right? So none of the corporate companies are like this one. So why they are demoniac? Because they are not having Krishna in the center. So they don't have Krishna in the picture at all. So when you remove Krishna from any equation, then it becomes demon. Like what is that? Vishnu Bhakta Bhave Daiva Asuram Tat Viparyaya. So like anybody who's not worshipping Vishnu, he is Asura, right? So that is how the like means broader definition actually comes. So but then now that is not possible. So we cannot get employment from a Krishna conscious person. So okay, can we get an employment from a person who is materially dharmic? No. So okay, even if you cannot get such an employment, so then you should get employed from a person like who is in overall, like the companies, this one goals have a dharmic this one, but they support adharmic activities. So that's next best to this one. So final, this one is like this one Akrura serving Kamsa, like outright demon, but still you are serving, And then like Apad Dharma, so what we call, like what is happening now is called the Apad Dharma, which is like the real Dharma cannot be practiced at this point in time. So Kala Dosha Nidhe Rajan. So it is like ocean of faults that is there in Kali Yuga. So like it is quite difficult to pick and choose, like what is this one. So we grade this one, so less sinful, provided this one bad bargain. So like we should try to see the best of the bad bargain. So what is the best of the bad bargain, and then we should try to engage in that way. So at least that is why the Acharya actually stresses upon these 4 things. So directly you are not supporting illicit sex, gambling, meat eating and intoxication. So then it is kind of okay kind of thing. So that also gives an impetus for the Varnashram. So like a devotee should, like Acharya has given direction in that area also, that if we want to preach the message of Krishna consciousness, so and we are like preaching, and then they are engaged in the they have to be engaged in occupation with all these corporates, and the children has to be sent to the schools which are like the modern schools, which are which Acharya says as the slaughterhouse, right? So all these things are there. So then a devotee takes no trouble, no, which may not look like an preaching endeavor, but then it is actually preaching. It is a deeper level preaching. That is to set up varnashram, to set up farm communities, and to like create job opportunities for people, like to engage in Krishna conscious environment, right? So that is also a very important preaching endeavor, right? So that is why Prabhupada, in that small period of time, he could have given direction and then okay, later you people think of how to do this. Main thing is only chanting and this one. So like studying Bhagavatam and chanting. So that is the main thing. So you can do that. So no, Prabhupada took the trouble to establish farm communities. Prabhupada took the trouble to establish gurukuls. All these things. Why he did that? Because it is very essential. Like this, we cannot just preach the message of Krishna consciousness and the environment is demoniac. So all that we are studying in the pages of Bhagavatam is nothing in the corporate environment. Everything in Varnashram environment. So like we studied this and we live here. So how is it possible? You have to study this and live in Varnashram environment, right? So that is very essential. So that also we should try to work towards, right? So at this point in time, best of the bad bargain, right? Like that.
So Prabhupada was mentioning simple living hygiene. So when you are telling this point, maintaining body and soul together, you told about subtle body. You were telling like somebody maybe for them 2 cars and 3 cars are essential. That simple living, what Prabhupada was telling, and the example that he gave, like same.
Yeah, see, for them it is, that is this one. They should not, like, if they are satisfied with 1 car, they should not take 2-3 cars or something like that. That is extravagance for them. And if they advance in Krishna consciousness and they come above the bodily platform, then they will be this one, like ultimate simple living they will come to.
It's like stage by stage.
Stage by stage. Yeah. So that is why it is that that shloka which this Kapila Dev mentions as the one of the prerequisites for performing yoga. He says that Swadharma Acharanam Shaktya Vidharma Cha Nivartanam. So one should like perform one's Swadharma to the best of his ability. Like if he is a Kshatriya, then he should work accordingly. If he is a Vaishya, he should work accordingly. So if he does less or more, his mind will be disturbed. Then he cannot focus on the this one meditation on the Lord. He cannot focus on Krishna consciousness. So how he is conditioned, accordingly he should be engaged. Otherwise the mind will be disturbed. So and then like one side we are engaged on the material level and then trying to engage in Krishna consciousness. By engaging in Krishna consciousness, our material impurities will become purified and the mind also will come to that level. So then he doesn't need to do anything for the body and mind. Because mind that is like cleansed of all the modes of nature. Till the time we are there controlled by modes of nature, we have to satisfy it with little bit of engagement. It's according to that. So that is why the Varnashram engagement is like, or the engagement according to the nature is emphasized.
This point which Prabhupada mentioned, even the impersonalist or whoever, insofar as the transcendentalist to progress in the process of spiritual life, one has to serve the Mahatmas, so great souls. So even the impersonalists, if they say serve their Guru, they progress in that path.
Yeah. So somebody who is attached to Brahman, Paramatma, Bhagavan, any one of the features of the Lord, beyond the material nature. So if somebody is attached to that, if somebody serves him, whatever realization he has got, he can bring this living entity to that realization. Right? And he can actually, it is like they are outside the well of, this one. Like you can imagine the material world like a well, dark well. And then somebody was just come out of it, and then he doesn't have a home to go, and somebody who has got, like he has come out of it and he has a home to go, like he has gone to the home. So like the first person is a beggar, he fallen into the well and he came out, okay. And then another person is a like nice family man who is staying at a home, he also fallen into the well and he came out. So if somebody fallen into the well, like he should take support of either the beggar or the householder. Both of them can remove him outside this one. But only the person who has a house, he can take you to his house. A beggar cannot take you to any house, right? So to take you outside this one, these are called transcendentalists because they have come out of the well. And devotees means they are also transcendentalists, but they are best of the transcendentalists. They have a home to go, they have Vaikuntha or Goloka Vrindavan to go. But the impersonalists, they don't have any place to go. They come out of the material world and they are floating in the Brahmajyoti, they don't have any place to go, right? So, but they can help a person to come out of the material world. That much they can do, So they should have the association of, these are called Mahatmas, Anybody who has come out of the material world, oh, great job achieved, even if he's impersonalist, it's a big thing, So to coming out of material world is a big thing. So they are called Mahatmas. So definition of Mahatma in Bhagavad Gita is Mahatmanastu Mam Partha Daivin Prakritim Ashrita. One who takes shelter of the internal potency of the Lord. So that's a different definition of Mahatma. And here the Mahatma definition that is given is one who has come out of the material nature. That person is a transcendentalist in Mahatma. So and one should take shelter of such a person.
So in their case, Prabhuji, they serve the superiors or like that it touches energy is transferred?
No. So this is, if you see, this is the same concept. Material nature, you serve the material nature by becoming engaged. Dhyayaton Vishayan Pumsa, right? So you serve the material nature in that way, or you serve the spiritual personality by the way of rendering service to them, right, and pleasing them. So if it requires always, material nature is very easily pleased. You just look at the material nature, it is pleased, it will award you, modes of nature. So these transcendentalists, you have to serve them, and they become pleased upon you, and they can give their realization to you. Whatever realization, whatever consciousness they have elevated themselves, that they can give it to you, like that. So, and if you serve and please a devotee of the Lord, so he can give Krishna Prem also, right? Like that. His attachment, what he has towards Krishna, he can give that. So we'll stop here. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Gaur Bhakta Vrinda ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.